Live anywhere in the state of Florida, if you live anywhere in Louisiana, Texas, you are paying attention to the Gulf at all times, right? Let's talk about what's happening with 94L, because yesterday we were looking at this and it was like, okay, there's a 30% chance of developing. Now it's 0, but you wouldn't know that looking at this. I mean, this looks like this is the definition of persistent convection. A lot of thunderstorm activity right here along the coast of Mexico, though. So that circulation point that we would see with all that moisture interacting with land, not going to develop. Unfortunately, it does mean some flooding possible, especially there along the east coast of Mexico. Let's talk a little bit closer to home, though. Let's talk about Florida, because you'll notice lately, hasn't it felt kind of tropical outside? You have a lot of moisture showing up here on satellite. You can see those higher cloud tops, a lot of shower activity, a lot of very heavy tropical-like downpours. See how these are streaming in out of the east with those easterly winds? That means an increased risk of rip currents as well, but good soaking going on. But look at the dew point, Chris. 78 in Miami, 64 in Pensacola. That front didn't quite make it through the state. Around the Great Lakes, the upper Midwest, oh, mind-blowingly gorgeous. Traverse City today, 84 degrees, partly cloudy skies. Detroit, the same, 82 degrees, partly cloudy. How about Minneapolis? A couple clouds in there, but not on that camera shot that I could see. It was beautiful. Tomorrow, more sun in the forecast, but a couple clouds start creeping in Minneapolis. It's rather suspicious looking. And you start to see a couple showers in northern Wisconsin and the UP. Could this be a part of our next system to speak of? When you talk about the peak of the season, which, you know, was just a few days ago, statistically, it's kind of amazing that we don't have any named systems. Now, we definitely have some areas of interest, and those outlined here as our invests, meaning we're investigating them. Now, per the National Hurricane Center, they're giving this an 80% chance of developing. This is the one that has just, this area of spin and persistent thunderstorms that has emerged off the coast of Africa along that umbilical cord of moisture called the monsoonal trough this time of year. That one does have a decent chance of developing, and you'll notice it's on a westward track. That's where we have the lowest wind shear and the highest potential for this to become our next tropical system. So we're monitoring that, obviously. And a little closer to home, we've got Invest 93L. Now, this one bumped down the chances of development. Yesterday, we were at 90%. We just never got that convection going. You have to have that thunderstorm development in order to call it a tropical system. If you don't have that warm core, those thunderstorms that are persistently releasing all that latent heat and creating that center of circulation, then you don't have a tropical system. And looking at this, we have, yes, some spin going on here, and we have some convection on the southern side, the northern side, but none there around the center. And so this could develop. If it does, it's going to head north, not going to be a problem for anyone. Now, yesterday, if you remember, we were taking a look at 94L, this one just off the coast of Mexico, right here in the middle of the Gulf of Mexico. And this morning, mind-blowing amounts of convection. So these thunderstorms indicated here in these darker colors, these reds, these purples, have very high cloud tops and a lot of rain obviously associated with that. That's really focused, though, along the coast of Mexico. 0% chance of that developing. Would you believe that if you looked at this? Well, the thing is, the center of circulation would develop right there on land. So we're already seeing that interaction. So we're not going to see anything develop out of that, but some major flooding, a possibility. Now, speaking of some possibility of flooding, look at this. The winds persistent out of the east. You know that you're going to see these showers moving across the state of Florida. That's exactly what's happening. Raining all the way from the Keys, all and up to the Space Coast right now. Those are the remnants of Grace, or at least partially induced by that. And then look at this, the remnants of Linda causing this rain across Southern California. Look at 15 getting soaked right now. Highway 5, also another spot down into San Diego that you're going to see the rain. Not one of those gorgeous San Diego days that you're known for. You have some rain in the forecast, but it is badly needed, and we are thankful for every drop, Chris.
Yeah.